and this will take just a couple of minutes. Extra biblical testimony. We've got early, eyewitness, embarrassing, excruciating, expectant, and extra biblical testimony. What is extra biblical testimony? This is the testimony that says that there are other writers outside the New Testament that mention Jesus and the apostles briefly. And who are these people? Household names. In fact, there are 10 of them. 10 ancient non-Christian sources. People like Josephus, Tacitus, Suetonius, Thallus, Phlegon, Pliny the Younger, Emperor Trajan, Emperor Hadrian, and the Jewish Talmud and the Greek writer Lucian. People that we've all probably read earlier today in our devotions, right? Most of us haven't heard of any of these names, but yes, these people actually did exist. They were historians at the time. And when you piece together their references, and they just briefly mention Jesus and the apostles and Christianity, they're not eyewitnesses, but they obviously are getting their information somewhere. When you take their very brief references to Jesus and early Christianity, here is the storyline you get, just from their references. Jesus lived during the time of Tiberius Caesar. He lived a virtuous life. He was a wonder worker. He had a brother named James. He was acclaimed to be the Messiah. He was crucified under Pontius Pilate. An eclipse and an earthquake occurred when he died. He was crucified on the eve of the Passover. His disciples believed he rose from the dead. By the way, they're not saying they believed he rose from the dead. They're saying his disciples believed he rose from the dead. But that's still pretty important that these folks knew the disciples believed he rose from the dead. And his disciples were willing to die for their belief. Christianity spread rapidly as far as Rome, and his disciples denied the Roman gods and worshiped Jesus as God. Now, when you read this, notice that this is exactly what the New Testament says.